Good morning, girls. Welcome to another video. So I was watching Apathetic Bax's video where Lynn yet again tells us the story of how she saves her baby brother's life. So I've seen this video way too many times. I know the story, but something just dawned on me today, and I don't know why it took so long. I'm almost embarrassed at the amount of time it took for me to actually say, hey, there's something wrong with this. But don't worry about that. The important part is that I realized it at all. Stop judging me.
I have 3 brothers. I actually saved his life when he was a baby.
So when I was a little girl, my parents, they did like every drug imaginable. As a little girl, I loved Nick at Night.
Uh-oh. Starting out the story with unnecessary details is Lynn's #1 tell when she lies.
We lived in a trailer, and in the middle room was the only room that had a TV besides a living room. So I was in the middle room.
Go on, girl. With those details that have absolutely nothing to do with the story. Do you remember when you were 10 or 11 years old, give or take, and thought if you wanted someone to believe you when you're lying, give a lot of details? But, as you got older, you realized that giving too many details makes it obvious that you're lying. Yeah. Another example of Lynn's arrested development.
It was like my safe place. I was zoning out on some Roseanne, ironically enough, because I'm still obsessed with her. And all of a sudden my baby brother was literally just crying his eyes out, and he was barely even 1, or he might have been 1, a little over 1, but it was like around that age. So I kind of just let my baby brother cry. I was expecting like my mom and dad to like wake up and, you know, feed their son, diaper their son. I think I was about 8 years old at this moment, so keep that in mind. I'm an 8-year-old little girl.
Okay, let's slow down a little bit with this little girl thing. You may have been 8, but you were never little. I know, I try not to pick the low-hanging fruit, but I couldn't resist that one.
He just kept on crying, and I was getting annoyed. I started turning Roseanne up. I'm like some little brat. I could still hear my brother. It was like freaking annoying. I started hearing like a cry that I wasn't used to. My brother's crib was in the living room, and it was next to these windows with these really big like curtains, and they had long strings on the curtains. I went out there to scream at them, but I look over at the crib and my brother is literally purple. And I saw the strings from the curtains were wrapped around his neck, like hardcore, just like wrapped. I don't know how it happened. Obviously he did it. Like, obviously the moral of the story is as gently but as fastly.
Lynn, the word you were looking for is quickly. You gotta be careful. Don't forget what happened the last time you used the wrong word. That didn't end well for you at all.
And as I could, I got the cords from around his neck, and he started breathing again. It took like a minute, and like it was just like it's such a scary moment, because as an 8-year-old, you don't think fast.
Okay, let me see if I understand this. The baby was purple and not breathing. The cord was wrapped around his neck, basically choking him to death, and obviously turning purple because that's what happens when you can't breathe. The only issue is if you can't breathe, you can't cry. So how is he crying and purple at the same time? I honestly don't believe a word of this story, and I think she's a disgusting person for making something like this up. She needs serious professional help. I'm going to end this here. If you got this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. If you liked the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Let me know what you guys think about this story. Do you think she made it up? I've never heard of anybody discussing this story as much as we discuss other things that she lied about, so I'd love to get your opinions.